Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about Psytrance arrangement, giving you some tips and tricks about how can you create some dynamic story in your tracks. But first, let's talk about the basics. So, when we are making music, we are actually organizing sounds into a timeline. This timeline here is organized by the grid. The grid is this point here. You can adjust into a smaller sections or large sections, but it's all about divided equally. They divide following by the BPM. So in this project here, I have 180 BPM. So that means in a period of 1 minute, I have 180 beats going. And as we are using the 4/4 time signature, this will tell us how we must count the music. You can make music using different time signatures, but most part of the time, mostly electronic, dance music and hip hop are commonly use 4/4 time signature. So in this pattern, we'll see that every 4 beats, we have a bar. A bar is a piece of measurement we use to measure the music, how many bars is supposed to happen. So in electronic dance music, it's commonly used every beat has a kick hitting. So that makes very easy to count the beats. So here we have a period of 4 beats, which is called a bar. When I have a period of 8 bar section, I will have a musical phrase. So that means every time the circle ends, it's starting another one, and is commonly marked by a crash hitting in the next section, the first of next section. As you can see here on this project, when the crash starts, every 8 bar section, I have a new crash going in this. Tell the listener that's the new phrase is coming. So now you know about the musical phrase. We can use this phrase to divide the track in sections. So it's commonly used a pair of phrases to divide into one section. So this is a one phrase, 132 beats or 8 bar section. So in this intro here, I have 2 phrases to complete this intro before goes to the build up. Okay, so in this channel here, I divide the track in sections, and also I have this utility plugin that I just make this automation here to show you the variation of energy along these sections. And this another MIDI track here is divided by the musical phrases for you have some idea how long these sessions are. One thing to notice here, it's about us adding a lot of symmetry along these sections, but it's not every time. For example, here I have 2 phrases, but here it's 3 sections, let's say. But that's not just because it's not a general rule every time you must follow the same pattern. Okay, and another thing to notice here, it's about this red sections here. which I add just on the first drop and the last drop of the track, which I use a kind of out of rules idea because I delayed one bar, the main drop here, before a long build up. I make this to emphasize the drop. It's commonly used in the main drops of the track to create more tension and more punch on the drop. So as we see here, along the track, every time I'm adding more elements into the section and giving more energy to the track. But it's important to know that I need to create some kind of contrast, especially when I reach a high level of energy. I tend to create some contrast, giving some break or taking out some elements just to give this contrast and add a new part of the track. This creates more interesting and more dynamic story on your tracks. So as you can see here, we have a lot of variation of energy. Not every time I stay in the same energy. And now let's listen to the track and I will give you some comments about every section. Okay, so in this first part, the kind of intro, just a sub bass going, more ambience. This is a 16 bar section. Now we go to the next part. It's the build up section, which I add more high-tech sounds. And now this kick and bass filtered, giving some tension and telling that something is gonna happen. And now the delayed. Now we have the first drop of the track, kick and bass full power, but not so much elements, just more ambience and this arpeggio filtered. As you see, it's adding more energy to the track. Followed by this melody. In this part here, it starts the build up. The kick and bass start to filter out. And now starts another level of the track with the drums and leads. Every end of the phrase I have a small glitchy effect going. Some dropping of energy also. And now it leads to another level of the track, which I have more percussion and also this snare. Now it's adding another level of, another layer of melody. And now I have a high energy level. I will drop into a break. Coming back that sub from the intro, mixing a lot of different basses. totally different rhythm from before. Now another drop of energy, followed by this build-up. It's coming now. Now the drop, it's full power. It's a lot of instruments, the snare, the percussion is full in this part. Very different from the first drop here. Small build up, going to this another part which I add the piano and more melodies. Small build up. Go to the next session, a different melody now. And now this part, I add more contrast, taking out the percussion, especially the snare here. And a different melody, but of course using the same elements as before. And now you see I'm dropping down the energy. To go to this breakdown here. Now this break beat. This build up, then this delayed part here, and dropping comes full power, a lot of energy in this part. I try to add all my elements in the last part of the track. Then this build up. This time I keep the same level of energy because I'm almost going to the end of the track. This part I take out the FM leads just to give some more tension and making this bridge to deconstruction part of the track. We start here. I take out the snare again, take out some elements also, add some elements from the beginning in this part. Now I have the outro. Just lowering the energy, telling the listener that the track is going to the end. Kick and bass filtered. Going to the end of the story. So I hope you guys understand and learn something new. If you want to check out the process in the construction of this track, I record every process inside my new course called Hackings of Psytrance Production. This course, I give you a nice guidance about how to increase your workflow on Ableton Live to create some Psytrance tracks. So I will tell about templates, creating racks, how to approach to the sounds, to make some dynamic and fast songwriting and understand way more deeply inside the arrangement. So if you want to check, I'm gonna leave a link on the description, and see you soon, guys.